Alright everybody, here we go. Welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Katie. I'll be your safari guide today. If you look above your heads, you'll see a safari spotting guide. Help you identify some of the animals out there on the reserve. Well, as a quick reminder for your safety, please remain seated and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the truck at all times. Also, be sure to keep your face covering on over your nose and mouth for the entire safari. Now that we have that out of the way, this is a great time to get those cameras out and ready to go. We won't be able to stop for every animal out here, but I'll try to stop for as many as we can. Even if we do stop, it doesn't mean the animals will. So if you have an action or a sport setting on your camera, that's going to be the best one to put it on. Also, if you have a strap on your camera, go ahead and put that strap on. It gets a little bit bumpy out there. If you drop your camera from the truck, we won't be able to stop to get it. Make sure you have a tight grip. We'll have no worries out here. Looks like we're getting that last all clear from our warden, so we're going to head on out. Our first stop on this journey is the Little Ituri Forest. Animals out here rely on their camouflage to hide from their predators. People look out for dark browns and light tans. We'll try to find some animals out here. It looks like there's no copy back there on the right. You'll see the stripes on their legs. Kind of looks like a zebra. Actually, the closest known relative to the giraffe. They have the same skull structure. They also have the same prehensile tongue, which means it kind of acts like a finger. It can grab onto their food with their tongue. Other stripes help them blend into their surroundings. They're blending in so well they weren't discovered by Western civilization until 1901. Before that, they're considered a myth.
Daddy?
If you take a look over to the left, you're going to see those bongos on top of
them.
Often known as the ghosts of the forest, you very rarely see them. Both the male and female bongos have horns, and they're pointed back so they can move through the underbrush without getting tangled up. The male's horns are slightly thicker around. They're also about 32 to 36 inches long.
There's a nice side over there.
Take a look down here by the water.
Yeah.
Up on top of this hill on our right, there goes some greater kudu behind the bushes. They're the second tallest antelope, standing 55 inches tall at the shoulder. Only male greater kudu have horns, so those are females. And they rely on their sense of hearing more than their other senses. That's why their ears are a little bit larger. Rhino up there on the left.
Wow,
It's a black rhino. They weigh 3,000 pounds. There are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the world. They get poached for their horns. Some people believe there's a medicinal quality to their horns. Research has proven this to be completely false. It's actually made of keratin. Same thing that makes up your hair and fingernails. There's no reason to be poached at all. Let's head over to the stopping area. See if we can find some hippos. Might be a little bit tricky to find hippos. They spend most of their day underwater to keep themselves cool. They can hold their breath for 8 minutes at a time. Keep a lookout for eyes and ears above the water. It's going to be the easiest way to find them. There's a couple of hippos out of the water up ahead. They're one of the most dangerous animals, but they are herbivores. They don't eat meat. They're just extremely territorial. A couple more hippos on our left as well. When they're in large groups, they're called a bloat, so it's a bloat of hippos. They walk or run on the bottom of the water. They can swim, they're just more often seen walking or running. They each have a unique wheeze honk sound they use to communicate. The more dominant they put, the more responses that they get. You also see those grayish-white birds. Those are pink-backed pelicans. During the mating season, they get a pink coloration to the skin of their back. Their wingspan is 7 to 9 feet. I'll give you a little bit of perspective there. That's about the same size as the canopy above your head. A couple more hippos out of the water down there. Some normal crocodiles up ahead. I think for 16 to 20 feet long. also weigh 500 pounds. Sometimes you can see them with their mouths open. This is actually to help cool them down. It's how they release the hot air from their body. Alright, let's head over to the savannah. We're going to see a bit of a difference in the vegetation. It's going to be a lot more open, a lot less trees. Animals over here rely on their speed and agility to evade their predators, so it might be a little bit easier to find them. Speaking of vegetation, coming up on our right, we're going to see a baobab tree. It's also known as an upside-down tree. Give that name because the branches kind of look like roots coming out of the ground. To conserve water, it'll spend 9 months out of the year leafless. It stores all of the excess water inside of its trunk. During a dry season, some of the animals like elephants and rhinos can pierce the trunk to get the water out. That's why it goes by another name, of the life. We've got a couple of animals hanging out down here. Let's get a closer look. Giraffe behind that tree. So a side giraffe, you can tell by looking at their spots. They've got kind of a jagged edge to their pattern. When they're in large groups, they're called a tower. So it's a tower of giraffes. Those are also some Ankole cattle. Their horns look like they could be really heavy. They're not completely solid though. They have a honeycomb-like structure inside. They also have blood vessels flowing through, so it keeps them a little bit cooler during the day. Each one of their horns are 3 to 4 feet long. They're also called Watusi cattle, after the tribe that first domesticated them. So it's the Watusi tribe.
Daddy, there's more tails hanging up down there.
Yeah.
Right over here.
Looks like there are a couple of African wild dogs over on our left. They're also known as painted dogs because of the splotchy pattern on their coat. Each dog has a unique pattern to those spots, so they tell each other apart. They have a really great track record when it comes to hunting. They can pursue their prey until it drops from exhaustion. They don't really bark, they kind of make a sound. It's pretty interesting. Keep looking back there on the left, there's sable antelope laying down. The most dominant male will have the darkest coat. While there's a male leader, the female leader makes most of the decision. There's some Hartmans and mountain zebras up ahead as well. One of the biggest questions with zebras is, are they black with white stripes or white with black stripes? This species is black with white stripes. You can tell by looking at their nose. Each zebra stripes are unique to that zebra. It's kind of like a fingerprint. When they're in large groups, they're called a dazzle. That's a dazzle of zebras. If you look underneath their neck, you can see a little bit of excess skin there. That's called a dewlap. Helps them regulate your body temperature, keeps them cooler throughout the day. They're the only species of zebra with that dewlap. We're also passing these reddish-brown mounds. These are Termite Mountains. They're mostly made up of dirt, saliva, and dung. Making the sound they can be as hard as concrete. Some of the bigger animals rub against them, wear them down, and so the smaller animals can use them as a perch. Look into that tall grass and see if there are any predators after them. I think there's a baby. Oh, looks like they want to cross the river. Can I get out of the way? Giraffes up here. You can see those two kind of banging their heads against each other. That's called necking. It's a display of dominance. It's actually his dad teaching him how to do it, so it's kind of cute. Those smaller animals, that brown stripe on their side, are springbok. Springbok can jump 6 feet in the air. And also leap 13 feet, which is really cool. It's only 3 feet tall. One of the fastest antelope, they can run 60 miles an hour. They do this thing called frolicking when they're scared or excited. They run really fast across the savannah and start hopping. It's pretty awesome. Great, look at these giraffes over here. Fully grown, they stand 16 to 20 feet tall. When they're first born, they are 6 feet tall, making them the tallest animal. They only have 7 neck bones, which is a lot larger than normal neck bones. Their tongue is 18 inches long. Just like the okapi we saw before, it is a prehensile tongue. A herd of wildebeest up on top of the hill. Wildebeest lay down facing out, that way they have a look in every direction, make sure there are no predators after them. And they can start walking 15 minutes after they're born, even start running 30 minutes after they're born. Another fantastic look at this giraffe up here. Giraffes can run 30 miles an hour over a short distance. Over a longer distance, they can run 10 miles an hour. They only sleep for 30 minutes a day, usually sleep standing up or kneeling down. Very rarely go all the way down to the ground. Makes them too vulnerable to predators.
We're on Kilimanjaro Safari right now.
Alright, let's head on over to Monkey Point and see what else you can find.
Just saw some gorgeous giraffes. Hopefully soon get to see some elephants. There it is.
Right. To get around this corner, we should be getting a better look. Should we take a quick look over to the left? There's a mandrill hanging out by the bushes. Normally shy animals, so we don't really get to see them that often. They have really long canine teeth, but when they bear them another mandrill, it's a friendly gesture. The largest species of monkey.
Oh, should be getting to see it here. Oh, there's another one. There's 2 of them.
The males have the brightest colors on their faces, and they'll brighten up as they get excited.
Oh, there's 2 of them. That's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen 2 over there.
There's elephants again. They have a prehensile nose, so they can grab their food with their nose. They're led by the oldest, usually largest female of the herd, called the Matriarch. She knows where all the water holes are, all the places to get food, all the places to avoid predators. And she'll pass all of that knowledge on to the next Matriarch.
That's pretty cool. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Good morning to you. Currently bouncing around on Kilimanjaro Safari. Heading over to the land of the elephants.
They'll come down here, scrape out the clay with their tusks, and they'll eat it to supplement the diet. Has a lot of important minerals that they need. So there's some fresh tusk marks in their place. We might be in luck.
Hopefully the lion will be awake this morning as well. That'll be pretty cool to see.
Story about elephants.
Okay, we got some elephants over here.
So researchers found out that
We'll
elephants
see them here in a few minutes.
Now farmers are set up beehives around their farms, so it's safer to keep the elephants away from their crops. To also keep them a safe distance from human population. Of course, those farmers can sell the honey for a little bit of extra money. So
Hopefully we come to a stop up here. We got a good view. There they are.
Sometimes you can see them flopping their ears back and forth. The blood vessels on the back of their ears, when they start flopping them to get the air circulating, and cool them down a little bit faster.
This is a real safari.
Yes, it is. They have really
This is a real
sensitive
safari.
skins. During the day, they throw dirt and mud on top of their backs to help keep them from getting sunburned.
That was a pretty good
We
view
found
of
some
them.
greater flamingos over here as well. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. That's a flamboyance of flamingos. Greater flamingos are the largest species of flamingo. They're also the least pink. You get that pink coloration from beta carotene found in brine.
Alright, now we're going to head over and go see the big cats.
normally find the oryx in the desert. Their hooves are wide on the bottom so they can walk on top of the sand. They can go 9 months without drinking water. Their body temperature can reach 115 degrees Fahrenheit before they break a sweat. It's kind of to retain some of that water. They also get a lot of water they need from plants and leaves. And we can also see signs of rhinos in the area. In the middle of the clearing, you'll see that mud pit. Rhinos roll around in mud to keep themselves a little bit cooler during the day. It also acts as natural blood repellent and sunscreen. Looks like they might have just been here, so we'll keep an eye out for them. Maybe we can catch up.
Alright, so there's the
There's a
cheetah
walking
area.
around up there on the left.
See if we see any of the cheetahs. Oh, he's way back there.
Cheetahs are the fastest
Alright,
land
let's
animal.
see
They
if
can
we can
run
zoom in.
60 to 70 miles an hour.
Oh, there he comes.
They use their tail as sort of a rudder to change direction
Do you
while
see
they're
him? There he is.
They are more of a sprinter than a long distance, though, so they can run really fast. They can only keep that speed for a couple hundred yards. Now, if you ever seen a picture of a cheetah close up, you'll see 2 black stripes on the sides of their nose. Helps keep the sunlight out of their eyes. And that comes in really handy because, unlike a lot of large cats, cheetahs will hunt during the day instead of night. They're sleeping up here.
Are they?
More laying down in that hay back there.
I can't get them from here. Alright, so let's see if the lions are sleeping. Odds are they are, since they sleep literally all day and night. It's ridiculous. 18 hours.
Oh, we found a copy up here on our left. That's that rock formation. A lot of large cats like to use this as a lookout point over the savannah. Recently, I've seen a couple of lions hanging out. And the lions rest for 16 to 20 hours a day. They save all of their energy when they go hunting. So if they are still here, they could be resting. We'll keep an eye out. You never know.
Well, don't see any lions.
Looks like we found those rhinos
Hey,
up here.
found the rhino. That's cool.
Coming up on our right, that's a white rhino. They weigh 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. Both the black and white rhinos are gray. The easiest way to tell them apart is by looking at their mouth.
Oh, there's a whole group.
White rhinos have a wider mouth. Black rhinos have more of a pointed mouth. There's an ostrich walking around back there too. They are the largest bird, but they can't fly. They just use their wings to help guide them while they're running. They can run 35 to 40 miles an hour. Looks like we found those lions up ahead.
Yeah, they're asleep.
Lions are one of the only big cats that form prides and hunt cooperatively. The females will do the majority of the hunting, but they also kind of hang back and watch over their pride. Their roar can be heard 5 miles away, usually roar to keep track of each other. During the day, their eyesight is about the same as a human's. Once it gets dark, it is 6 times better.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen these lions do anything but sleep.
A couple of warthogs coming up on our left.
Pumbaa.
Sometimes warthogs use the burrows of other animals instead of making their own. When they do make their own, they use their tusks and their snouts to dig it out. They have 2 sets of tusks. The top are for digging, the bottom are for defense. And they back in so that their tusks are facing out, so keep predators from messing with them. Another look at these rhinos up ahead. There's also a bontebok back here, that dark brown animal. They were once poached nearly to extinction due to the purplish color to their coats. Luckily, a few farmers noticed their dwindling numbers and they built a fence around the remaining few. They saved the species from extinction. Now their numbers are steadily growing. And there's some ostrich eggs in the grass as well. They weigh 3 pounds each. They're incredibly sturdy. You can stand on one, they wouldn't even crack.
It's kind of crazy. At least we get to see the new goat area. That's right, goat area.
up ahead. We'll see if any animals are hanging out with them today.
There it is. Oh, bouncy, bouncy.
Does look like we're coming to the end of our journey here on the reserve. We do get to see a lot of cool animals out there. One of the biggest problems facing these animals is habitat loss. It's a really easy way for you to help out. You can actually donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. Just go to any of the merchandise locations and animals here. It could be as easy as rounding up to the next dollar. 100% of the proceeds goes towards protecting animals like we've just seen out there in the wild. Another really easy way for you to help out is to recycle as much as you can with your old bags at the grocery store. Get reusable water bottles, especially recycling old electronics like cell phones and laptops. This mineral called coltan that makes up the battery. Coltan is mined in a lot of environments and animals we just found. So if we can recycle those old electronics, we can reduce the need for coltan. Hopefully help protect those animals.